Welcome everyone. In this video, we are going to be diving into my top 5 best teams for the Johto Cup. Now guys, the Johto Cup at the time of recording this video is set to drop this coming Monday at the usual time that leagues reset. And it will be alongside all 3 of the leagues as well, guys. The Johto Cup will be in conjunction with the upcoming Johto Tour. So, with that on its way this coming Monday, I thought, why not have a look at some team ideas for the upcoming Johto Cup? And that is exactly what we're going to do in this video. Now, in case you guys are unaware, as the name implies, only Pokemon from or first discovered in the Johto region will be eligible, and it will be at the max CP limit of 1500, i.e. the Great League format. So guys, with all that said, let's hop right into it and have a look at team number 1. Alright guys, and here we go, team number 1. We are of course just on PvPoke, where we will be analyzing these teams. And team number 1 is looking like a solid one for sure, guys. And it runs Azumarill on the lead, Ariados on the safe swap, and Jumpluff in the back to close the game strong, guys. Very solid team here. It's got a lot of bulk on it between Azumarill and Jumpluff. Let's have a look at the scorecard here. Decent scorecard, guys. Holy smokes, you don't get much better than this. Now, guys, I will say that I'm not sure that all of the matchups have been completely simmed out just yet on PvPoke, as I was unable to get a safety score higher than a C, guys. Let me know in the comments if any of you were able to get a safety score higher than a C. It seems that nothing is safe in this Johto Cup, which, of course, is not true. But take the safety scores with a grain of salt on these teams. But what we have here is a solid A for coverage, a solid A for bulk. Guys, any team with Azumarill and Jumpluff on it is going to be very bulky. And of course, we got that C for safety and a solid B for consistency. Guys, you love to see it. You don't get much better than that. Let's have a look at these matchups here. So, Azumarill has a very narrow victory over Skarmory. Skarmory, of course, is going to be quite prevalent in this Johto Cup, guys. Everyone has a Skarmory built, of course, for the Great League, as Skarmory is amazing in the Open Great League as well. So you are absolutely going to see it in this Johto Cup as well, guys. And it is nice to know that Azumarill has a nice narrow victory over Skarmory. Of course, the 2 Pokemon in the back want nothing to do with a flying steel type like Skarmory. So if you're met with a Skarmory on the lead, you're going to want to play that out until the Skarmory is gone, guys. Lantern, of course, is going to be prevalent in this cup as well. A lot of people have Lanturns built from previous specialty cups. It is a very strong Pokemon, and it has very good bulk. And it is a nightmare matchup for Azumarill, as it is resisting your fast move pressure of Bubble while dishing out super effective fast move pressure to your Azumarill. So of course you're going to want to swap out immediately on those Lantern leads. Now it says Ariados has a narrow loss, but Ariados is often sorely underestimated, and I beg to differ with that. I think Ariados can beat Lantern pretty easily, especially if you're running Lunge, because those lunges, you get to them extremely fast. They hit pretty darn hard because they have stab, and you are debuffing that attack. So Ariados is going to do very well up against those Lanturns on the lead if they decide to stay in on you. But guys, if things go awry, of course you have a Jumpluff just waiting in the back to clean up those Lantern problems that you may most likely run into. Azumarill on the lead, that is a toss-up as with all mirror matchups. So you want to safe swap out of that to sort of get some action going, guys. Just to see what else they have in the back. Maybe you can draw out something that Azumarill can beat, like a Skarmory or a Jumpluff. But you safe swap into Ariados, they're definitely gonna swap out of that as Ariados dominates Azumarill, and you've also got some additional coverage in the back for opposing Azumarills and Jumpluff as well. So no big deal there on Azumarills on the lead. I personally don't like mirror matchups, so I would safe swap out of that just to see what else they have in the back. Especially knowing that you have two solid answers to it on your team. Quillfish on the lead. Dominates Azumarill. You're going to want to get the heck out of there, guys. Quillfish just hard walls Azumarill. One of the few Pokemon that can do that to Azumarill. It's going to take a team effort, as it does beat Azumarill pretty easily. And it does have a good matchup up against Jumpluff as well. So you're going to want to play that out a little bit. You may even want to soft lose that. It's going to take 2 Sludge Waves to take out Azumarill. So the best, safest play is to soft lose that if you encounter Quillfish on the lead, and then look to come in with your Ariados and take it out from there. Wobbuffet, you may see it, guys. It's going to be rare. It's going to be one of those rare Pokemon that somebody has definitely built. They are out there, but it's going to be rare. It's extremely expensive and extremely rare, guys. So if you do run into one, know that all 3 of your Pokemon can beat it. I think it caps out right around 1100, similar to like a Chansey type of Pokemon. But you may see it. I'm sure you'll see it. Just as you would see XL Chansey in some of these specialty cups, you're definitely going to see an XL Wobbuffet. So it's good to know that all 3 of these Pokemon beat Wobbuffet, no problem. Quagsire. Now, that's a tricky one, guys. It says that Quagsire beats Azumarill, but I can't imagine it beating Azumarill. I guess just because it hits pretty hard, guys. But you're going to be able to fight back up against those Quagsires. And you've got Jumpluff in the back that can take care of a Quagsire. You might want to play that out a little bit, get off an Ice Beam, and then try to mix it up a bit and safe swap into Ariados. Although you can play it that way, or you can just play it out and see who comes away. It's really going to depend on if your opponent wants to maintain shield advantage or switch advantage. The safer play is to play it out and then go from there. Steelix, of course, you're going to be beating, even without having Hydro Pump, guys, as it is recommended that you run Ice Beam and Play Rough. There aren't too many Steel types in this meta. Steelix does happen to be one of them, but Azumarill does beat Steelix. Picture it as similar to the Stunfisk matchup, only better, because Steelix is going to be running Dragon Tail, which you double resist. And its fast activating charge move of Crunch is a dark type move, of course, and you resist that, of course. All while being able to apply super effective fast move pressure and being able to hit them with neutral Ice Beams. So Steelix lead, not a problem at all. You can beat that and stay in there. Any grass type lead, like Meganium, like Jumpluff, you may see Bellossom as well, guys. You're getting the heck out of there, of course. Meganium's going to be very strong in this meta, guys, and that is because it has access to the Community Day move of Frenzy Plant, which we all know is absolutely busted. But of course, any grass type lead, you are getting the heck out of there into your Ariados and playing it out from there. Both Ariados and Jumpluff do have solid victories over Meganium as well. Raikou, you may see, I think it's going to be a little bit of a meme. It is ranked very highly on PvPoke, but it's going to be pretty squishy. I'm not sure how many you see, but if you do run into it, you, of course, with any electric type similar to the Lantern matchup, you're going to get out of there into your Ariados. Hitmontop, all 3 Pokemon beat Hitmontop pretty easily. That's another one that you may see. You may not see a lot of it, but you may absolutely see it. Hitmontop is actually a very good Pokemon in this meta. But all 3 Pokemon do beat it, which is why this team is a very strong team. It has a lot of coverage on the meta. Jumpluff, similar to Meganium, you're getting out of there into your Ariados and playing from there. Mantine's going to take a bit of a team effort. You can stay in there with your Azumarill and play that out completely. It's going to be a very close matchup. It's going to be very much IV dependent, but you can play out that lead as you will be hitting it for neutral damage with your ice beams. So, and you take basically resisted damage from the opposing Mantine, provided they're not running Aerial Ace, but Aerial Ace is a terrible move and it does not hit very hard. So I would stay in there on the Mantine and play that out. Piloswine, you may see, going to be a little bit on the spicier side as it is very glassy. It's not likely that you will see it on the lead, as its best position on any team would be as a closer with a shield advantage. But if you do run into it on the lead, know that Azumarill absolutely dominates it. So that's an easy lead win there up against your occasional Piloswine on the lead. Sudowoodo, you're going to be beating, of course, that is a rock type, and you resist the fast move pressure of counter. Umbreon, of course, we all know Azumarill dominates Umbreon. It's not very close, guys. We all know that, of course. Lugia, you may see. It's going to be, again, another one of those rare ones, as a lot of people don't have access to a Lugia that can get that low. Most people are going to have them left over from back when it was available in the research. So you may see it, but not going to be as common as other Pokemon. It's just good to know that Azumarill does win that lead, as you are double resisting the fast move pressure of Dragon Tail, and you can hit it for super effective with your Ice Beams. Electric type leads like Ampharos, of course, you're swapping out on. So very strong team here, guys. This is why it is team number 1. This is going to be a very strong, solid team that is relatively accessible, guys. We all have Azumarills. A lot of us all have Ariadoses by now, of course, as a lot of us have built it for previous specialty cups, like the Love Cup, which happens to be going on right now, and of course, Jumpluff just had that community day. So, not only is it one of the strongest teams that you could possibly run, it is also one of the more accessible teams that you can run. So, that is team number 1, Azumarill on the lead, Ariados on the safe swap, and Jumpluff in the back. So guys, with all that said, let's have a look at team number 2. All right, guys, here we go. Team number 2. And this team is also very strong in the Johto Cup. We've got Meganium on the lead. Umbreon is your safe swap, and Magcargo in the back to close the game strong. This is a very strong team as well, guys. Let's have a look at the scorecard, and here we go. Another fantastic scorecard. You get a solid A for coverage, a solid A for bulk. You get that weird C for safety. Nothing seems to be safe on PvPoke in the Johto Cup. And you get a B for consistency. You don't get much better than that. Very strong scorecard. Let's have a look at these matchups here. Okay, of course, Skarmory, you're getting out of there into your Umbreon. The reason why we have Umbreon on this team is it is a very strong, solid generalist, guys. There's not a whole lot of charm in this meta, guys. There is only a couple of charmers, I believe, Granbull being the most prevalent. So the beauty of this Johto Cup is we're not going to be seeing too many of those very toxic double charm teams, which is a nice relief. But Umbreon on this team is meant to bait out the Azumarills. You want to bait out any potential charmers or fighters. More so Azumarills and fighters, so that Magcargo in the back can close the game strong, guys. So Skarmory, you're getting out of there into your Umbreon. Umbreon and Magcargo both beat Skarmory. Lantern, you're going to stay right in there, guys. The one Achilles heel to all of those Lanterns are the grass types, as the grass types hard wall Lantern. Lantern can do nothing to the grass types, as all of its charge attacks are either electric or water, and same goes for its fast move. So you're staying in there on Lantern all day, guys, and they will likely swap out of that, which will give you switch advantage. Azumarill, of course, all the water types you're staying in. That's a no-brainer right there, guys. With the exception of Quillfish. Quillfish being water poison and being extremely spammy does have a narrow victory over Meganium. You could stay in there just because it is so squishy. just because you want to avoid having it on your Mag Cargo, just in case things go awry and you don't quite get the alignment you want. It might be a safe and good idea to stay in on the Quillfish. You just really have to watch out for that hard-hitting Sludge Wave, guys. If you can successfully shield that, which is why I believe it has a narrow loss, is because it's very much bait dependent. I believe if they bait you twice, get your shields down, they can hit you with a hard-hitting Sludge Wave. So that is a very bait dependent matchup. So I think the safest play is to stay in on the Quillfish leads if you do happen to run into it, and play it out. And then if they happen to land that Sludge Wave, you can come on in with Umbreon and play from there. Wobbuffet, again, I don't think you'll be seeing too much of it, but if you do, you win that lead with your Meganium. Quagsire, all the Mud Boys and all the Water types, you're staying in there all day, guys. Meganium is going to dominate those Mud Boys. The Meganium Mirror matchup is a little tricky. I would try and get off a Frenzy Plant just to chip away at the health and then get into your Umbreon and mix it up from there. You want to chip and dip on those mirror matchups. That's the best way to play it, in my opinion. Steelix on the lead, you're going to be winning that. Very similar to Stunfisk. Picture Steelix as a not as good version of Stunfisk. If you beat Stunfisk, you're going to be beating Steelix as well, guys. You can stay in there on Steelix, no problem. Hitmontop, you're going to win that. It's a narrow victory, but you do win. You of course want to stay in there until that Hitmontop is gone. Take that all the way to the 2 shield if you have to, and if it does somehow still beat you, it will be low enough to where you can come in and farm it down with fast moves. Jumpluff on the lead, you getting out of there into your Umbreon as Jumpluff. Hard walls Meganium pretty hard, guys. Jumpluff is resisting everything that Meganium can possibly throw at it, which is why it's not good. You got to get out of there into your Umbreon and play from there. Mag Cargo does absolutely dominate Jumpluff, so if things don't quite go your way, know that you've got a Mag Cargo in there to take out the Jumpluff. Mantine. I believe it's recommended that Mantine runs Aerial Ace, which is why it has a narrow victory over Meganium. It might also be running Ice Beam, as it does have access to Ice Beam as well, which is why it's not the greatest matchup for Meganium, as it does take neutral damage from your fast move pressure as opposed to super effective, because it does have a flying typing. So you want to get out of there into Umbreon. Both Pokemon in the bag do have narrow victories over Mantine as it is, so the safe play is a safe swap into Umbreon. Sudowoodo you beat Umbreon's on the lead as well, so very solid team for team number 2 as well, guys. That's a fantastic scorecard. You don't get much better than that. That is team number 2. Meganium on the lead, Umbreon on the safe swap, and Mag Cargo in the back. Super solid team. And with all that said, let's have a look at team number 3. All right, guys, and here we go. Team number 3. This is the first classic ABB style team on this list for the Johto Cup. And it is a very strong ABB team at that, guys. It runs Ariados on the lead. Azumarill is your safe swap. And Lantern in the back to close the game strong. Guys, let's have a look at the scorecard here. Another fantastic scorecard, guys. You don't get much better, especially considering that it is a classic ABB style team. We get a solid A for coverage, A for bulk. You got that awkward C for safety, and you got a B for consistency, guys. You don't get much better than this. This is a solid team. And the idea behind this team is you want to pick up those grass type leads, guys. And as with any classic ABB style team, the neutral and, of course, losing leads, you're swapping immediately to draw out a hard counter for what you have in the back as well. So Skarmory, of course, you're getting out of there anyways. Ariados can do nothing to Skarmory. You're going to safe swap into Azumarill to draw out the grass type, guys. That's what Azumarill is on this team for, as the safe swap. It is on this team to draw out the grass types so that Lantern in the back doesn't have to see them. So Azumarill with Ice Beam can absolutely fight back against those grass types that they will most likely counter swap in on you. And because of Azumarill's bulk, it can get to that Ice Beam, and they will likely tank 1, but they will not want to tank 2 because that is lights out for them. So that's the beauty of Azumarill on the safe swap is you can land an Ice Beam and really chunk away at the health, and while they are forced to throw their energy. So that's the beauty of this team. Lantern, you kind of have to stay in there on Lantern. Again, like I said on team number 1, I think this is a solid victory for Ariados because you're going to be running Lunge. That's what I would recommend running. You can run Mega Horn. I know a lot of people love running Mega Horn for that instant gratification of the high damage output on it, but I think Lunge is generally the best way to go on Ariados because it is a very solid move, guys. You get to it fast enough, it hits hard enough while also debuffing that attack. That is fantastic. So play that out with the Lantern and see where that goes. If they do happen to take it from you, it will be low enough to where you can come in with your own Lantern and play that out from there. Azumarill, of course, being a fairy type, loses to Ariados. You're going to be getting to those cross poisons extremely fast, guys. And you also have a chance to sharply raise your attack, which means that you raise it by 2 stages. Ariados dominates Azumarill. So you're going to be winning those leads pretty easily. Not likely that they would stay in. Quillfish on the lead, you're going to be winning that as well, guys, because Quillfish is extremely squishy. So you can play that out on the Quillfish leads. Quagsire is going to take a bit of a team effort as it is resisting your fast move pressure because it is a ground type. So you can try and play that out a little bit. Maybe get off a Lunge and then make a play into your Azumarill. It's going to be a team effort between Ariados and Azumarill to take out the Quagsire, as it is a ground type. So Lantern wants nothing to do with it. Lantern's only shot against the Quagsire is in those 0 shield scenarios, and if you already have some energy and you can get to a Hydro Pump, that's really Lantern's only chance. You want to avoid Quagsire with your Lantern at all costs. So team effort between Ariados and Azumarill, it can be done. Steelix on the lead, of course, you're getting out of there into your Azumarill. That's another one where it's going to take a team effort. That's one that you may just have to soft lose, guys, because Lantern in the back doesn't really want to have to see a Steelix as well. Steelix is probably the strongest core breaker for this team. So you probably have to soft lose that as it's going to be a little bit awkward, guys. So you either soft lose it or make a play into your Azumarill. They may have something in the back that doesn't want to see Azumarill, but it's not likely that they stay in if you go into Azumarill. So that's going to be a tricky core breaker to overcome. The safest play is to soft lose it, then come in with Azumarill to take it out. Meganium and all the other grass types you're staying in on because you beat all of them, guys. Hitmontop you're going to be beating as well. Jumpluff, as with all the other grass types like Meganium, you're staying in on. And Umbreon is going to be nice to see on the lead as well. So another solid team, guys, for team number 3. This is a fantastic scorecard, and this is a very strong ABB team to run in the Johto Cup. And that is Ariados on the lead, Azumarill on the safe swap, and Lantern in the back. Strong ABB team. You don't get much better. And with all that said, let's have a look at team number 4. All right, and here we go, guys. Team number 4. Another strong team for the Johto Cup, and it runs Skarmory on the lead. Quagsire is your safe swap, and Meganium is in the back to close the game strong. Now, guys, I will say with this team, depending on what you have on the lead, you could use Meganium as your safe swap as well. So sort of a dual safe swap in the back sort of team. But Quagsire will primarily be the safe swap as you want to draw out a grass type that Skarmory can farm down. So let's have a look at the rating here. Very solid scorecard here, guys. We got a solid A for coverage, a B for bulk, and a B for consistency. Very solid scorecard here. So let's have a look at these matchups here. So Skarmory on the lead. It's likely that you will be facing a lot of mirror matchups with this team, as a lot of people are going to be leading with Skarmory, as it is a very strong lead for the Johto Cup. So it says that both Pokemon, of course, Meganium does lose to Skarmory, but it's a lot closer with Quagsire. Quagsire does have a narrow loss as well. So your safest play is to play out that mirror match and see who takes it. It's very much IV dependent, a bit of a toss-up there. If you're making a hard team read and you want to preserve your Skarmory, you could get it low with a couple of Sky Attacks and then make a play into Quagsire. You can if you are going to save swap, definitely get the Skarmory low so that you have a health advantage on your Quagsire, because Quagsire does run Stone Edge. So you can hit that Skarmory for some hard neutral damage with those Stone Edges, and you get to them relatively fast with Mud Shot on Quagsire. Lantern, you want to get the heck out of there. That's why we have these two Pokemon in the back. Skarmory is going to have a lot of trouble, of course, with the electric types like Lantern. Any electric type that you run into, Lantern's going to be the most common. You may run into an Ampharos or two as well, guys. So in that case, if you are faced with something like that, you're getting out of there into your Quagsire, as both Pokemon in the back dominate the electric types. Azumarill, all three of these Pokemon do have solid narrow victories over Azumarill, especially Meganium. So you can play that out a little bit, maybe Brave Bird and Retreat. I love to do that with bulky leads like Azumarill and then play from there. Quillfish on the lead you're going to beat as well. Quillfish can really just only spam you with those Aqua Tails, and although Quillfish hits pretty hard, those Aqua Tails don't do a whole lot to Skarmory. And you've got Quagsire in the back, and Meganium has a very close matchup with Quillfish as well. Quillfish on the lead, not going to be a big deal. It is very squishy. It can't really comfortably tank a Sky Attack. It's not going to be left with very much health, so you can actually just stay in there and play that out. Quagsire on the lead, you can tank a Stone Edge, no problem. You can play that out with the opposing Quagsire, or you can save swap into the mirror matchup if you're making a hard read, as a lot of Quagsires will come paired with a grass type in the back or an opposing Skarmory, so you want to draw that out if you can. Meganium on the lead, of course the grass type leads, that's the goal of this team. Pick up those grass type leads, you're going to dominate those grass types, of course, with your Skarmory. Steel types like Steelix, you're getting out of there into your Quagsire. You've got two solid answers to the Steelixes in the back. And Hitmontop is going to take a bit of a team effort with this team. Hitmontop hits pretty hard, and those neutral counters really do add up, and those close combats will do a lot of damage to Skarmory, despite you being able to hit Hitmontop for super effective damage. So you can play that out a little bit. Hitmontop does outpace your Quagsire, so this is where the dual safe swap dynamic comes into play. Maybe grab a shield with a Sky Attack and then make a play into Meganium and play from there. I think that's the safest play on Hitmontop. So yeah, very solid team here as well. So that is team number 4, guys. Very strong team. Very solid scorecard. Another strong one that you can run in the Johto Cup. And that is Skarmory on the lead, Quagsire, and Meganium in the back. Very strong team. And with all that said, let's have a look at team number 5. All right, guys, here we go. Last but certainly not least, we've got team number 5 here. And it is another solid ABB, classic ABB style team. You've got Lantern on the lead. Meganium's going to be your safe swap, and Jumpluff in the back to close the game strong, guys. Very solid team. Now, this team is going to dominate those water types, guys. This is why this team was designed. I wanted to give you a strong team that will do very well up against the water types in this meta, because there are a lot of water types in the Johto Cup, guys. So I wanted to end it with a strong team for team number 5 that can just dominate the water types in this meta, guys. So let's have a look at the scorecard. Decent scorecard, guys. I know that D is jumping out off the paper, and that is just because it is a classic ABB style team. You get a D for safety, but you get straight A's all across the board, minus the D for safety. You get a strong A for coverage, a strong A for bulk, and an A for consistency, guys. That is amazing for an ABB team. Let's have a look at these matchups here. Now, you want Lantern on the lead to pick up those Skarmory leads and the potential jump left leads. Lantern is going to do very well, of course, up against the Flyers. So you're going to stay in there on the Skarmory leads. Any neutral or losing lead, you're going to safe swap into Meganium. Meganium is a safe swap because you want to utilize Meganium to draw out the Flyers, guys, so that Jumpluff can roam free and close the game strong in those end-game scenarios. Lantern mirror matchup, yeah, that's a neutral lead, so you want to get out of there into your Meganium and play from there, see what else they have in the back. Azumarill on the lead as well. Like I said, the water types have nowhere to go on this team, guys. You're going to dominate those water types. Of course, you're going to safe swap into Meganium to draw out the Flyer. That is how this team is designed. And so, yeah, all across the board, it looks like you're going to be swapping out a lot with Lantern on the lead. But that is the beauty of this team. That's how it's designed, guys. Steelix, you're not going to want to stay in there on those grass-type leads. You're not going to want to stay in on, as they do dominate Lantern, which is why you got two strong, bulky grass types in the back to handle the opposing grass types in this meta, guys. So, yeah, this is yet another solid team here. Team number 5 is very strong ABB-style team. I wanted to give you guys a couple of good ABB-style ideas, and this is one of them in team number 5, guys. So, again, as with any ABB-style team, neutral or losing leads, you're swapping out to draw out the Flyer. That is how this team is designed. It is very strong. There's a lot of bulk on this team. Very solid team, as there is a lot of water in this Johto Cup meta. And that is team number 5, guys. Lantern on the lead, Meganium safe swap, and Jumpluff in the back to close the game strong. And that about wraps it up, guys, for my top 5 best teams for the Johto Cup. Wanted to give you guys some solid ideas for those of you who choose to play in the Johto Cup. Let me know in the comments, guys. What are you thinking? Are you going to play the Johto Cup? Or are you just going to play in the normal leagues that are going to be here? As this coming Monday, all 3 leagues are going to be back. But we are going to have the Johto Cup as well. So I wanted to get you guys prepared for it. Give you guys some team ideas. A lot of these teams are pretty accessible, not anything too crazy on them. So I hope you guys give these teams a try. Of course, definitely let me know in the comments what your thoughts are. And we'll leave it there for now, guys. As always, I thank you for watching and keep up the grind. Thank you, guys.